Hey nolls, it's Linnell. So today I'm going to be talking about a more serious topic, but today I'm going to be talking about Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month. So to do that, I'm just going to share a little bit about my story and then get on some tips and advice to help prevent this situation from occurring to anyone else. The first thing I want to say is that there is no demographic specific for sexual assault, abuse, or harassment. When it happens to you, it is not your fault, period. It doesn't matter what anyone says, it doesn't matter the situation, it doesn't matter the circumstance, it's not your fault. I'm just gonna go into my story. So, my senior year of high school, my teacher sexually assaulted me. I thought I could trust him. He's a year younger than my mom. And so when I was 18, he was like 25 years older than me. I was so vulnerable, young. I thought it was love for some reason. I was so grossed out by what had happened that I couldn't rationalize it. Every day that I went home, I wanted to kill myself. Like, I was so suicidal because I knew what had happened was wrong. But the person had threatened me and said that if I told my mom, because he was so close to me that he knew how close I was with my mom. If I told my mom that me and him would go to jail, and I didn't want to see him go to jail because of the fact that I was young, that something traumatizing had happened, and for the fact that I didn't have anybody to tell because I thought I was going to get in trouble, it made me feel like the only person that I was close to was him, even though he was only doing this for sexual benefit. He didn't care about me. He didn't care about what that would do to me. He didn't care about the 4 years of therapy that I had to go through in college to get over being utterly depressed. He didn't care about any of that stuff. Girls, boys, women, men, if something is happening to you, they don't love you. If they are abusing you sexually or using you sexually, it might not seem like abuse. And that's the hardest part to come to grips with. It's usually people that you are close to. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's true. The person started doing inappropriate things when I was away at a military camp for my school. The one person that I told, who was my best friend, he was a guy at the time, he said that it was disgusting and that I wanted it to happen, and that if I kept letting it happen, that he would not talk to me anymore. And to me, I'm just like, I'm this straight A student. I can't even tell my mom, and I tell my mom everything because I didn't want to go to jail. I seriously thought I would go to jail because he was my teacher. I felt like I had no one. And the one person that I told made me feel like I was some disgusting piece of shit for continuing to have a grown man who was Marine, and I was like scared like he would kill me. Like, I was so scared and paranoid of this stuff. And all of that stuff is okay to feel. You are okay to feel scared that something is going to happen. You are okay to feel paranoid about, oh, like if I do say something, he's gonna come after me, because that stuff happens. It does happen to people. It doesn't happen to everyone, but it can happen. So it's a very real feeling to feel, and you are allowed to feel whatever. I'm here to tell you that people do care about your well-being, and that what is happening to you is not your fault, and the person is a sick fuck. Now, the later thing that happened to my story was that later when I had my open house party because I was graduating, one of my best friends at the time was also getting sexually assaulted by this same teacher, and so I thought I could talk to her about it. Our mutual friend found out about it, and she told the police. And I hated her for so long, when really she prevented other people from getting hurt. I have since apologized to her, and she has apologized to me. There was a news story made about it. No one except those two people knew that it was me involved and some other people. But this person did that to like 10 other people. And it had came out in this news story, and I didn't even know. I thought I was the only one. The news article came out, my parents had found out. I felt so disgusting. I felt horrible. I felt like I was a liar. I felt like I felt like this was all my fault. I felt attached to this person. That is a very real thing that other victims feel. They feel guilty. They can feel attached to someone. Going through therapy, realizing what had happened, I realized that I was a victim in the situation because a 42-year-old man preyed on me. He would say that he would watch inappropriate videos, hoping that it was me in the videos or imagining it was me in the videos. He would say things like, been wanting to be with you since you were 16 at the other Marine Corps ball. That is my story. Sorry, that was kind of a long rambling thing. But now for the advice part of the video. It doesn't matter if it's your aunt, your uncle, your babysitter, your mom, your dad. If anyone is touching you inappropriately, making sexual advances on you inappropriately, that is not okay. And if you don't have anyone else to talk to, I will leave the sexual prevention line number down below so that you will have somebody to talk to, because it will bring a lifetime of questions. There are so many questions that will haunt you probably for the rest of your life, or that you will go to therapy with and learn to cope with, that none of you should have to deal with, whether you are a survivor or not. You're not going to get in trouble. You are not going to go to jail, even if they are still a minor. If you are 12 years old and someone who is 16 is touching you inappropriately, tell on their ass. They are perverted. They are disgusting. They're not going to stop, especially if they don't get stopped the first time. They're going to think it's okay for them to continue. Very strong men and women have gone through a lot of hard times. The strongest woman in my life is my mom. That's all I'm going to say about that. Your body is your own, and you dictate who is allowed to or not allowed to enter your space, because your body is a temple. No one can hurt me by the information I've just shared. I've chosen to share this with you all. I hope if any of you guys are going through this to please seek someone that you can trust, truly, to get you out of this situation. I just wanted to share my story, and hopefully you guys got some tips. I will get back to my regularly scheduled Linnell's videos, but I just wanted to make this for Sexual Assault Awareness Month, so bye!